I'm now very pleased to introduce our keynote speaker for the 2017 Boston University Henry M. Goldman School of Dental Medicine Commencement Convocation, Dr. Jonathan B. Levine. Dr. Jonathan Levine is a man of many accomplishments. He is an aesthetic dentist, published author, oral health expert, social entrepreneur, and innovator with nearly 30 years of clinical experience. His practice, Jonathan B. Levine and Associates, is located in New York City and has been recognized as one of the nation's leading prosthodontic practices. From pioneering veneers in the early 1980s to delivering comprehensive patient care using the latest digital smile design technology, Dr. Levine continues to be on the cutting edge of oral health. Dr. Levine has also over 25 years of cumulative experience in various faculty positions at New York University College of Dentistry and early in his career at Columbia University College of Dental Medicine. As a recognized leader in oral health, Dr. Levine believes in guiding the next generation of dentists. He currently holds the academic rank of assistant professor and serves as the director of the Advanced Aesthetics Continuing Education Program at New York University College of Dentistry. In addition, Dr. Levine served as the Goldman School of Dental Medicine Board of Visitors prior to it being renamed the Dean's Advisory Board, and once again, he was the first chair of my Dean's Advisory Board. Thank you very much for that. Due to his expertise in modern oral health products and techniques, Dr. Levine is frequently tapped for his medical advice and aesthetic insight. Furthermore, Dr. Levine is a Huffington Post contributor, a member of Dr. Oz's panel of medical experts, and a regular contributor to the Oz blog. He has also served as the national oral health expert for both Procter & Gamble and GlaxoSmithKline. Dr. Levine received his Bachelor of Science degree in microbiology from Cornell University in 1976, where he was a two-time All-American and National Championship lacrosse player. So if we're lucky enough, he may bring his stick or two, because his sons also play lacrosse, to the brand new lacrosse stadium just across the street. Excellent. In 1981, he graduated with a Doctor of Dental Medicine degree from Henry M. Goldman School of Dental Medicine, previously the Boston University School of Graduate Dentistry, and in 1989 completed a postgraduate prosthodontic program at New York University College of Dentistry. As a dedicated and benevolent alum, he established the Levine Scholarship for Cornell University graduates to offer a life science major and business minor opportunity. He also established a scholarship to support an externship initiative for Boston University Goldman School of Dental Medicine pre-doctoral students to have practical experience in global dentistry. In 2011, Dr. Levine founded GLO Science Incorporated with his partner and wife, Stacy. Awarded 18 oral care patents with 7 other patents pending, Dr. Levine has modernized the way people whiten their teeth. His most notable developments include the GLO Brilliant Personal Teeth Whitening Device, Everyday GLO Teeth Whitening Maintenance Pen, GLO G-Vial technology, and ECO Echo Balance Gum Health Treatment, which are 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2017 Thomas Edison Award winners, respectively. Dedicated to extending his professional services to humanitarian efforts, Dr. Levine established the GLO Good Foundation, which supports oral health initiatives in underserved populations around the world. GLO Good has partnered with HELP USA, Foundation Rwanda, Health Corps, Harlem Children's Zone, LA Cares, and Lenny Kravitz's Let Love Rule foundations to provide access to care and tools to those in need. Dr. Levine is a board member of Foundation Rwanda, an organization that helps the children of the 1994 genocide, as well as an advisory board member for Health Corps, a national service and peer mentoring initiative. Dr. Levine is a member of the American Dental Association, the American Academy of Prosthodontics, Federation of Prosthodontic Organizations, and Academy of Osseointegration. Dr. Levine is also the author of Smile Design, Integrating Aesthetics and Function and Smile, the Ultimate Guide to Achieving Smile Beauty. He has also contributed to several prominent publications. Dr. Jonathan B. Levine is a world-class innovator and a dedicated educator in the field of dentistry. He is an oral health care trailblazer who is an outstanding example of commitment and success for all of us. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to welcome to the Henry M. Goldman School of Dental Medicine alumnus and Dean's Advisory Board member, Dr. Jonathan B. Levine, DMD class of 1981, to the podium to deliver the 2017 Henry M. Goldman School of Dental Medicine keynote address, and I know he will be an inspiration to all of us in attendance today.
Wow. It's been a while since I had this cap and gown on, so I'm feeling pretty good, especially after what Jeff said. Thank you so much. Dean Hutter, thank you for your kind words. Your acknowledgement and your incredible leadership is taking BU Goldman School of Dental Medicine to the next level. As an alumnus, I am proud to be back at BU and deeply honored to be giving the commencement speech to the 2017 graduating class. When I first met Dean Hutter and accepted a position on the advisory board, I met a person with a very clear vision for the school and witnessed him bringing previous stakeholders together, not allowing old conflicts to fester, with the goal of building a collaborative culture. We have an amazing leader here that has put forward tireless efforts to lead BU to be the premier dental school in the country. Thank you, Dean Hutter. Thank you. A warm welcome and congratulations to the Goldman School faculty, friends, parents, siblings, and our amazing graduating class of 2017. All I can say is, come on, it's your day. Oh, yeah. I have to acknowledge my parents, the two people who put me on the planet. They showed me the fundamentals of life through their own actions, selflessness, and determination to make sure that their children would not only survive, but thrive into the future and go beyond what they were able to achieve. I know they are here with me in spirit. I feel their support and love right now. And yes, Mom and Dad, it's true, your son who went to dental school at Boston University is now the keynote speaker for the class of 17. I honor your memory by standing here today, and I must say that this profession has been really great to me. I have to call out my amazing wife, Stacy. We started dating when I was in my first year of dental school, and she was an undergraduate at BU. We met at a college hangout on the South Shore of Long Island. I watched her walk in. She had this ponytail bobbing, and I said to myself, wow, I gotta meet that girl. I'm not gonna tell you how she didn't remember my name for 2 years after we were 2 hours after I was introduced. But little did I know we would be married, 35 years together, and stronger than ever. If you talk to Stacy, you'd think she went to dental school. She's been my partner for life, an incredible mom to our two sons, Julian and Cody. They're here with us today, and who I am so proud of every day. Graduates, look around, look at that family, your friends, your teammates around you from your class. Feel the love and incredible support. And let's acknowledge that love that has helped you navigate this educational marathon, let's call it. It's led you to this very, very special moment. Congratulations to all of you. Class of 17, this is your day, and this is your commencement speech. Taking the moment to reflect how hard you've worked to get to this point. Countless hours of study, a maniacal focus to achieve this course of study. From your science and prerequisite courses in college to a very heavy medical and dental curriculum for 4 years. We could say you have followed a traditional path to excellence, a structured, systematic educational process to achieve a DMD degree in order to secure a stable future. Dentistry, a noble profession, stable, and the good news, fairly recession-proof. But the world is changing with new disruptive technology, working its way into dentistry, coupled with political changes, it's quite normal for our graduates to feel a little overwhelmed and have a certain amount of anxiety about the future and how much one still has to learn. So today, I want to challenge your thinking. And instead of you using the mindset that got you here today, the mindset of listening and learning and the traditional pathway, let's do a 180-degree turn. And think about the future in a way that breaks the rules, that challenges the status quo. I hope Jeff doesn't shoot me right now. Challenges the status quo and takes a very non-traditional but adventurous journey. You see, this is how innovation is born, by seeing the world through a fresh perspective, not being afraid to stay true to yourself, and challenge norms with creative thinking. This mindset has served me well. I'd like to share with you some of the stories. My personal story, there I was sitting in those same seats 3.5 decades ago. Yes, that's hard for me to imagine, but I must say I am more excited about our profession than ever before. I graduated from BU Dental School in '81, and by '82, I was cementing my first case of porcelain veneers. This is 10 years before this technique became mainstream. How did it happen? At 26 years old, I was working for a periodontist in New York City when I graduated BU. He was aiming to be more self-sufficient, and he decided with his own patient base, he would bring in some restorative dentists and not refer out patients. This was very progressive back then. He hired me and another young dentist to do the restorative dentistry. And one day I noticed a dental lab advertisement in a dental journal that looked interesting. I called and arranged to meet with the owner face-to-face to learn about the technology. He comes over and shows me this very thin porcelain shell-looking thing, and he explained to me that it gets bonded to the teeth. I said, wow, how does it stay on? Now you gotta remember, it's 1982. I just graduated dental school with little experience in adhesive dentistry, and in fact, that was in its infancy. But this technician, Adrian Jerem, was the person who worked with John Gwinnett, Harold Horn at NYU, and figured out how to bond porcelain to enamel. He changed my life forever, and he's been my friend, part of my faculty at the Advanced Aesthetics program, my friend for 35 years. Well, how does that happen? Was it a complete accident? Or was it not being afraid to do things differently, even though I was so young at the game? Seizing the opportunity for a new technique. I then went on to practice in Westchester and then went back to school 5 years later to specialize at NYU for prosthodontics. I felt that I needed the specialty degree of prosthodontics for myself, but it fit my training and experiences with my professors and my teachers at Boston University, who were so well trained. And once I received that postgraduate degree, I opened my practice in 1990 on 923 Fifth Avenue in the city. I actually purchased a condo professional space with some dollars I had. I was able to save up, but looking back, I'm really not quite sure how I pulled that one off. But with the support of family and believing in myself, I never looked back. I started to build the practice, brought in a couple of associates who are still with me today. I began to question the inefficient business model of dentists having separate offices, huge overhead, and the difficulty of shuttling patients between offices. Having been an athlete at Cornell, I thrived in a collaborative team environment, so we started really the first specialty dental practice management company, linking a select group of specialists together in the city, now known as the DSO industry, and this was back in 1997. This company for me was a step out of traditional thinking, taking huge risks, bringing in non-dentist investors along with my specialty colleagues with a goal to improve the delivery of care for our patients while having a more organized approach and better economics for everyone. Unfortunately, the people I put together were a bit like oil and water, and this turned out to be a complete disaster. And as I hit the bottom of a failed attempt to do something different, I took some time off to figure things out. Graduates, you will fail at some point. I would say embrace it, learn from it, reflect on it, and then get back up with urgency. Because I refocused on my practice and went back to the platform that makes everything I do possible. My clinical team today has been with me for over 25 years, and this amazing support of 5 colleagues and 4 hygienists, now 24 people. We are like a family. Company is culture, and that allows me to venture out in these high-risk initiatives. And after a short period of time, I was more energized than ever as I realized where I made the mistakes. I learned the importance of putting the right people together that share similar core values and mindsets with a clearly aligned vision. And for me, that became my character-defining moment. So as my professional dental practice grew, Stacy and I started to build the next company, and that was an oral care product company with a vision of taking oral care out of the drugstore and putting it in high-end retail beauty, thinking of the smile as the centerpiece of beauty around skincare products and hair care products. Well, we sold our products in Saks Fifth Avenue and Sephora and Nordstrom. We built a beautiful brand as a team with Stacy acting as a creative director, but only to learn another valuable lesson, to be careful who you allow to invest in you. Because as our private equity investor, as I would say, turned out to be ethically challenged. So we sold that company early. And we wanted, Stacy and I, we both felt that we had an unfinished symphony as entrepreneurs. Well, once the non-compete was over, we were ready to start again, except this time making sure the people we brought together would pass our smell test. Loaded with real disruptive innovation, our new Glow Science company, after a few years, has the right people in the right seats on the bus, as Jim Collins would say in his book, Good to Great. So as you can see, graduates, the path to success is never linear. It ebbs and it flows, but it's worth it. And when Stacy and I started Glow Science, we wanted to build a company that had a soul. And for our culture to reflect the social responsibility, we created the Glow Good Foundation, focused on oral health initiatives in areas where people do not have access to care. We've done work in Rwanda, in LA, New York City, Eleuthera recently. And in Rwanda, where we did our first mission, we had the opportunity to replace the teeth of a woman named Agath, whose teeth were knocked out with a machete during the Rwandan genocide. And after the procedure, Agath was able to sing and smile for the first time since her teeth were knocked out 17 years prior. And for me, this was one of the most emotional moments I've had in dentistry. For at that moment, I knew we had changed her life. So as you can see, dentistry can take us anywhere. It has allowed me to touch people from all walks in life in more ways than I would have ever thought possible, and to take on a multitude of roles. You could be an entrepreneur, an inventor, an academic, an author, a philanthropist. It's how you choose to use this degree that will determine your impact. Don't be afraid to think big and give back. And we have a true social responsibility to each other. So when I do look back at my career, there's a common thread to each role that I've taken on. I was not worried about where I was going, but I love the feeling of the challenge, meeting new people and trying to do things differently. Taking risks and getting out of my comfort zone was my normal. And from my own experience, our dental profession can use some reimagination. Let's make believe a stranger is on an elevator with you and asks, what do you do for a living? It's up to you to know how to respond. You may say, I'm a dentist, or you may say, I transform people's lives by bringing their most beautiful smile to life. You could also say you're a smile designer, an oral health expert, studying the connection between oral health and overall health. You see, most people's anchor to dentistry is still pain, the needle, and fear. And these are 40-year-old concepts. It is on you, the new generation, to change this perception. How we speak about ourselves, what we stand for, and how the public perceives our profession. You, the graduating dentist, the best and brightest, have to differentiate yourself from everyone else. Graduating from an innovative school like BU with the best faculty in the country, the opportunity is right here. However, you have a choice. Will you drive the change, or will the change drive you? It is definitely true that dentistry is evolving, yet I've learned that our profession thrives when one embraces the creative mindset and adopts the spirit of reinvention. This doesn't happen in one big sweeping motion, but a persistent stream of small advances every day that can lead to something transformational over time. Carpe diem. Having had the opportunity to spend time with a number of our senior graduates this past month, I know your class will embrace this thinking. In fact, I asked Megan McDougal, your president of the class, after we spoke about this idea of rebranding, what does the DMD really mean? And she told me, well, our degree is highly coveted. You can do anything with a DMD degree, she says. In fact, the M stands for magic. Bam. And that's what I'm talking about, because if you were at last Friday's lecture, I was honored to give to the seniors. We talked about Peter Dawson, a giant in dentistry for 40 years, my mentor, who I love to quote often. And he loves to say, I told the seniors this, if you know where you are, and if you know where you want to go, getting there is easy. And then I was asked after the class was over, I understand the first part of where we are today, but how do we know where we want to go? How do we know where there is? And as I thought about this question, I said, well, you don't know what you don't know. It's impossible to know today ultimately where you want to go. I didn't. But think of it this way, you're on an adventure. And as you continue in your career today, let's call it a climb to the top of the mountain. Let's think about what we do know. Mediocrity is not an option, excellence is. We want to be the best at what we do. We want to be passionate about what we are doing. And we want to wake up in the morning excited. We want to surround ourselves with like-minded people who love to be with us, who we love, they love us, and they give us high energy and purpose. We can all agree with these statements. But the what you will be doing to get to the top of the mountain is more difficult to know, because it is forever changing as you keep climbing to the next step. As you test new things, new experiences, the influencers you will meet, you will constantly redefine your goals. As we get to a certain step in the journey, like finishing a post-grad program or an internship, we then pause, we look around and say, what's next? The short answer is, we never get to the top of the mountain. If we are lucky, we keep redefining our top of the mountain in small steps. So what I have learned is this. It is all about who you surround yourself with. Make sure they are high-energy people who fill you up. Dream really big, and you will love the people you are with. For like-minded people have a way of finding each other. So in closing, I would say this. Together, we will make a difference for our country, our community, and our dental school by staying involved and leaning in. And together, we will make a difference in the lives of our patients, the fortunate and the less fortunate, to provide care for them at the highest level possible, to bring their most beautiful, healthy smile to life. And together, we will help inspire our profession to meet the needs of the 21st century, challenge the status quo, to drive disruption and reinvention. And as Donovan Livingston might say, you graduates are not regular. You guys are rockets. Sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. And yes, graduates, it's time to blast off. Congratulations to the class of 2017.